English translation, 399th contact. Saturday, 24th of September 2005, 10:11 hours.
Greetings, Edward. Today I am all ready at this time because I have to go back to observe the events of the hurricane in the USA. But in the afternoon we will still do the joint corrections together with Bernadette. We will do the work regarding Hans-Georg later.
Greetings to you, my friend. It is also good for me. When can you come to do the other assignments?
That will be tomorrow.
Do you have enough time now to have a quick chat?
I am not in that much of a hurry.
Then I would like to take up the following. Erich von Däniken, as well as Krasse and various others who write about historical events, claim in countless cases that all over the world there is evidence in many peoples, or that they have found such evidence that extraterrestrials are supposed to have intervened in the development of the Earth humans. They also submit all kinds of photos and materials that they consider and declare as evidence. In my opinion, and according to your statements, however, most of this evidence is worthless, because very many of the things show no relation to extraterrestrials, but only to the works of Earth humans. Sim, Ya, say, you and Ketzel, you once declared that it is only about 4% of everything that Erich von Däniken describes in relation to things of extraterrestrial origin. Is that still true, or has his hit rate increased since then?
At that time, when Erich von Däniken's research concerning things of extraterrestrial origin were stated by us with 4%, it referred to all his research at that time. But what he has continued to produce since then, and what he calls extraterrestrial origin, or rather what is supposed to be evidence that things would point to extraterrestrial gods and space travelers, is simply based on unfounded assumptions, hopes, and illusions. Thus, since our statement, with all the material further collected by him, the percentage of the correctness of his statements has fallen to below 0.6%.
Which proves that extraterrestrials were extremely rare on Earth in ancient times, etc., as was the case with certain gods who were extraterrestrials, while most of the deities were pure inventions of Earth humans, and therefore imaginary figures. So an enormous number of things of the old times are of pure earthly human origin. So, in relation to technology, and thus to mechanics, medicine, architecture, mathematics, geometry, and all knowledge and ability in every respect. And when I think of the Greek Archimedes, who as a mechanic, inventor, and mathematician taught the representation of any large numbers, as well as the determination of the square root and the pi number, 3.14159, already more than 2,200 years ago, in addition to the fact that he brought the solution of cubic equations and the calculation of curvilinearly limited surfaces and bodies of rotation, then it must be said that today's knowledge and the entire development is based on that of humans from the old days. They were the ones who fundamentally heralded the actual progress of the Earth humans, even though all their knowledge and skills were lost again and had to be found again in modern times. So what exists today was often conceived, calculated, found out, worked out, and produced thousands of years ago by Earth humans, even if in an ancient kind and wise and according to the technical and medical and other possibilities of that time. And all these things, ideas and inventions, etc., did not originate from the knowledge of and not from the help of extraterrestrials, but solely from the ideas, thoughts, and considerations, as well as research, etc., of the terrestrial people. Extraterrestrials really only had their hands in very few cases. But back to Archimedes. He discovered the center of gravity and the weight of the lever, but also the inclined plane and the theorem of static lift. As a mechanic, he also built hydraulic machines and war machines, such as lever mechanisms and slingshots, etc., beside wheel gears and a distance meter, that is to say, mileage counter. He also invented a gear wheel timer and a gear wheel sun-moon clock and many other technical, mechanical, and mathematical things. Today, In 2005, this is only some 2200 years ago, Archimedes was, if I am not mistaken, born in Syracuse in 285 BC, and also killed there in 212 BC when the Romans conquered Syracuse. But even in earlier millennia, many inventions were made, insights were gained, and countless things were achieved by Earth humans without the influence of extraterrestrials, which were lost, and only in modern times were they rediscovered, reinvented, and reapplied, and will continue to be so. If the development had not stagnated at that time in the old times for various reasons, and if all the already acquired knowledge and skills had not been lost, then the Earth humans would have invented cars, etc. already at that time, besides the rockets and the building of space telescopes and space stations. And it would probably be the case that the Earth human would have long since mastered spaceflight, would have flown out into the vastness of the universe, would have found foreign planets and human beings, and would have settled on other worlds. All this, however, not with the help of extraterrestrials, but solely through their own terrestrial genius. So I see the whole thing according to all that the earthly human history of development and progress has brought, besides what your father, Svath, Askit as well as your daughter Simya say, and also Quetzal have already explained to me, whereby I naturally also take into account all that I know about you.
What more can I say to that? Your explanations correspond completely to the truth. But now, my friend, I must get back. We will meet again tomorrow and do our work. Farewell until then. Goodbye.
Sachlomi.